most challenging part is there's just so much scrutiny. People have opinions online, and unfortunately, that's part of the job and the role that we play. I think people should focus on us as people need to know that everyone's human. We're real people. I think that when things get blown out of proportion, when things get really personal and there's personal attacks on people's character, I think that's where it's over the line.
You can tell by how her eyes move before she answers that she isn't just trying to find the right words. It looks more like she is carefully deciding how much truth she wants to share. So what did Lexie Hull actually admit about playing with the WNBA's biggest star?
Jackson Thompson, courtesy of Fox Sports. Indiana Fever guard Lexie Hull opened up to me about the most challenging part. There's just so much scrutiny. People have opinions online, and unfortunately, that's part of the job and the role we play. But she said much, much more, man. You scaring me, Lexie. You're not trying to leave, are you? I know you got options out there. Your agent is out there negotiating. Come on.
Fox News, not ESPN or any team-friendly media, is the one reporting this, and she's talking about personal attacks and people crossing boundaries. But what makes this interview stand out is that it doesn't sound like the usual comments you hear from a teammate.
The fans that we've gotten since 2024.
Okay, so since Caitlin Clark fans have come here, see, she trying not to say her name because she don't want to make it seem like she's throwing her friend under the bus, but she's trying to answer these questions. So she's talking about, since 2024, the fans, we got Caitlin Clark fans. Okay, we're following you, Lexie.
The fans that we've gotten since 2024, the rise, and I think like popularity with the Indiana Fever being like a name people know. And it creates.
She is talking about the fans the team has gotten since 2024 and the rise in popularity of the Indiana Fever. She seems to avoid saying Caitlin Clark's name directly, but she is clearly referring to her and the attention she brought. She explains that the new fanbase has changed things a lot, and the team has become much more popular and talked about because of it.
It's like you want to win even more because it feels like there's just so many people rooting. It's exciting to have that type of follow across the country. And I think like for other teams, they have great fans and great people that show up for them. And they want to perform for those people.
And that's where it gets interesting. She's basically saying that other teams seem even more motivated when they face Indiana because of how big the Fever's crowd and presence has become on the road. In other words, those packed arenas wearing Fever jerseys have made every game feel more intense and high stakes for opponents. It's created a kind of target on their back effect, where Indiana isn't just another team anymore, it's a statement game for whoever they play. And when the conversation shifts to physicality, that's where her response starts to reveal even more about how different those matchups have felt this season.
By the other players, especially in the last 2 years before this year? Do you think the games have gotten more physical as a result of that extra motivation by the other players, especially in the last 2 years before this year?
I think just the game itself is physical. I don't know if it's gotten any more physical. I think social media amplifies a lot of that.
Social media amplifies a lot?
Nah, Lexie.
Social media definitely makes everything feel bigger than it is, and that's the safe way to put it. But Lexie Hull's experience tells a more physical side of the story. She took a lot more hard contact in 2024 than she did the year before, and there were moments where she really looked banged up, even dealing with visible injuries like black eyes.
Other players approach playing the Fever? Based on social media?
I think people want to win. I think people just want to win. And I think that's there's 156 now, 100 and however many competitors, people that want to win, people that are fighting for their team, fighting for their teammates, fighting for their fan bases. I think that's what it comes down to.
People say it was just competitors fighting for their fan bases, and that's the story she keeps repeating. But she's leaving out the bigger picture. The numbers from 2024 tell a different story. This wasn't just normal physical competition in basketball getting intense, it looks like it was more targeted than that.
Oh, man. Oh, no, say it ain't so. Lexie, come on, 6 Lexie Hulls. Come on, Lexie. Lexie Hull is going viral for what she had to say about being teammates with Caitlin Clark and Caitlin Clark fans and all the scrutiny and criticism that comes with being on her team. This thing is spreading like wildfire. We got to get into it, man. Welcome to Keep the Vision.
Some people say it's just competitors fighting for their fan bases, and that's the story she keeps repeating. But she isn't saying everything, and the numbers from 2024 tell a different story. This wasn't just normal tough basketball getting physical, it felt more targeted. Even the person who made the breakdown seemed to notice something wasn't right. Lexie Hull has been one of Caitlin Clark's strongest supporters all season, playing hard defense, taking charges, and doing the tough work for the team. So people are confused about why she's now doing interviews talking about how difficult it is dealing with Clark's fan base. Around early 2025, she signed a one-year qualifying deal with the Fever worth about $74,000, which is low for her level, and she will become a free agent after the season with other teams likely interested. While she truly enjoys playing with Clark and they have good chemistry on the court, the issue seems to be everything around it: the pressure, constant criticism online, and harsh comments after bad games or missed shots. She has even said she avoids reading comments because of how negative they can be. At the same time, playing alongside a star like Clark has also increased her fame, attention, and opportunities. So her interview could be seen as both a response to the pressure and also a way to show she has options as free agency approaches. This interview can also be seen as a kind of negotiation move, even if it sounds like honest reflection. By talking openly about pressure, criticism, and the challenges she faces, she is also showing other teams that she understands her situation and might be open to a change if the offer is right. The Fever can likely offer her more money than many teams because of their salary situation, but money isn't the only factor. Things like mental health, comfort, and overall quality of life also matter, especially after she spoke about dealing with personal attacks from fans. At this point, she may not be fully satisfied with her current situation. In a possible scenario, Indiana could offer her a solid multi-year deal that matches her value as a strong two-way player, but other teams like Las Vegas or New York might offer slightly less money in exchange for a clearer role and less pressure. So she has a choice to make between staying with a high-profile team alongside Caitlin Clark, with big expectations and visibility, or moving somewhere with less stress and more stability. She didn't directly criticize anyone in the interview, but she explained her experience in a way that naturally makes people think about her future. That's smart because it keeps her options open. The bigger issue this raises is how much pressure comes with playing next to a superstar like Caitlin Clark. If role players are publicly talking about the stress and scrutiny, it could make it harder for Indiana to keep a balanced roster, because some players may prefer quieter environments even if the spotlight and opportunities are bigger there. Clark. That's not Caitlin's fault. She's been nothing but supportive of her teammates publicly. But it is the reality of the ecosystem that's been created around her. And Lexie Hull just became the first person to say it out loud on a major platform. So where does this leave us? Lexie Hull is one of the best 3-and-D wings in the WNBA. She's tough, professional, and proven in big moments. Any team would be lucky to have her, but she's also someone who just went on Fox News to talk about personal attacks and scrutiny. That's a signal. And smart front offices are paying attention. Will she resign with Indiana? Maybe the money might be too good to pass up and the chance to win a championship with Clark is real. But don't be surprised if we see Lexie Hull in a different jersey next season playing with a smile that says, "I can finally breathe again." And if you were in her position, dealing with constant criticism while playing next to a generational